So right here we have, now this is one that I have had around for a while. It was for a gaming computer that I never built. I think I got it at auction. This is a Corsair CX650. It's 650 watts. It's a power supply for, you know, a computer, our gaming computer. But it doesn't matter because you can use one out of a regular one too. It's just fine. This is just bigger than what would come in a, you know, normal factory bought from Walmart Dell or something. You know what I mean? This one actually has, the specs on this thing. This one is, it'll do 12 volts up to 650 or 648 watts, I should say, at 54 amps max load, which is a good amount. You have 5 volts at 25 amps at 130 watts, and you have 3.5 volts if you wanted to test like sensors and stuff. There's certain sensors that are 3 volts. You can also use the 5 volts for testing automotive sensors or charging your phone, because your phone's, you know, 5 volt. Now you can't just plug this thing in and it'll work, because that's not how it works. It does have a power switch on right here on the side. On the motherboard of the computer, when it's hooked up, you have your 5 volt power source to that. That's all on all the time. But when you hit the power button on the computer, you're not, you know, you're not flicking a switch on this. You're hitting it on the computer. That's because there's 2 wires on here that are the remote turn on and off, kind of like an amplifier in a car would be, if that helps anybody. It's kind of got a, you know, on-off type deal. And I'll try to put a diagram of this up so you're not looking at it like this. Those 2 wires, and it's the same on every one of these plugs. This is the main that goes to your board. So you're going to count in from this side on the top row. The clip is on the top. You count in 1, 2, 3, 4th wire in, right? Make sure I got that right. Yeah, 4th wire in, and then the one right beside it, 5th wire in. So 1, 2, 3, 4. The first one's in. Now I took mine and put them on a switch, just because. And you don't have to put them on a switch. You could just tie them together and run your power supply right off the main switch on the back over here. But I did this just because that's how I wanted to do it, and for demonstration purposes. This on the end is your first wire on the top row. Same thing, clipper on top row. This is a 5 volt stay alive wire all the time. In case you want to use it for something else, I just clipped it. And I don't really do much else with this plug, okay? Because you have a smorgasbord of other ones. Don't pay no attention to this. The only reason that's there is for, I was doing some testing with it. That's it. It's just grounded to my meter right now. But it doesn't matter because you don't need it. You have grounds in here. So you'll have other plugs, something like I said, because this is aftermarket, it has a bunch of different plug-in styles and all that. This is what you would see plugged into the power supply, and then comes out to, these are for like CPU and stuff like that. See, right now it's off. Fan's not running, right? Fan is running. This one's pretty quiet. This works on the switch. I don't even hear it. So right now we got 12.14 coming out of this thing, right? There you go. See, flick the switch off, and it takes a minute to drop down, obviously, because the capacitors are discharging. So no big deal. Now that right now is hooked up with the ground over on the chassis ground, and I made that one just for when I was testing it. But we don't need that. So click it back on. There's 12 volts back to that. Paper clips are good for this too if you're testing small circuits, I guess. Alright, so on these plugs that are the small, this one's a 8-pin with the clip on top. The release clip on top. The top row, every wire on the top row, I'll show you again just for shits and giggles. Show that in the bottom mirror. At least I hope you can see the mirror. So you got 1217, 1216, 1217, and I already cut 2 off of here so I can show you what I did. So the whole top row is 12 volt, well, 12, 15, whatever, 16. The whole bottom row is your grounds. So you got 4 right there. Now keep in mind, it's 650 watts. You can run a lot of stuff off of it, obviously. You're not going to go running like an automotive amplifier or something like that. You can run an automotive head unit off of it though, so keep that in mind. It will run that, no problem. So we'll cut this off with the switch, and I have my little fans over there on my wall heater that are 12 volt, and I'll show you them here in a second. And if you've watched any of my other videos, you already know what they are. So hook this back up, see, and I put these connectors on here. I just have a box of them. Do not ever ask me advice for soldering, because I suck at it. Everybody sucks at something in this life. I suck at soldering really bad. I shouldn't even have a soldering iron. I don't know why I do, because I suck at it. But anyway, moving on. So plugged up, right? Kick it on. Oh, I hear juice. Right, so let me show you. Walk right over here. Yeah. And both these two fans here run. Now this fan here is 12 volt. It runs at 0.7 amps. This one runs at 0.3. But I know it's kind of white trashy, but we do what we gotta do around here, you know what I mean? So that is all you have to do to have a 12 volt power supply in your shop, in your house. Test whatever, test lights, you can test sensors, you know, anything that's 12 volts obviously, and 5 volts. You can charge your phone, you know, whatever. It doesn't really cost you anything. If you have an old computer laying around, you can harvest the power supply right out of it. And like I said, all those connectors are the same, obviously, because they're all universal. And I'll put a diagram up for the remote wire, and all you do is hook it up. Like I said, you don't have to put it on a switch. Now, I will say this: some store-bought computers, the power supply may not have a switch. Some do, some don't. If it does not, then I would suggest putting a switch on the remote on-off wire, because otherwise it'll just run all the time. Unless you don't plug it, you can do that. But this one here happens to have a main plug on it. If you're messing around with it and you know you want to add something to it, whatever, make sure you discharge the capacitors in that thing before you go dicking around. And all you got to do is just leave the switches on, and when you unplug it, turn the power supply back on, and like on this one, you'll see the fan come off for a second and it'll go back out. All it's doing is discharging the capacitors in it so you don't fry nothing, because, you know, that would suck. But otherwise, I mean, that's just about it. You know, not much to it. It's real simple. It's very cheap. You know, I don't know what that one costed new. It's a Corsair 650. I don't remember. I think I might have bought it at auction, but I have a whole drawer full of old power supplies that came out of computers and this and that. I just happened to grab that one because it was sitting right there. But they're all the same, and you'll see endless amounts of wires on them. And some of the ones that are in store-bought computers are colored, you know, have yellows and blacks, so it makes it a little bit easier. This thing's have to be all black wires, so it takes a little bit of testing. But you already know now, so you don't have to worry about it. So comment, like, subscribe, please. That'd be great. Let me know your comments. You have any questions? Throw me a question. I'll be happy to answer for you. No problems at all. And yeah, till next time, guys. Hey, stay true to yourself.